Since 1938, Superman has been more than just a comic book. He has been the blueprint for every superhero to follow. Truth, justice, symbol of hope. But every generation redefines the Man of Steel and what he looks like and feels like on screen. Now in 2025, James Gunn gives us his version, a reboot, a new beginning. But the big question is, did he finally get it right? Tonight on Real Talk, we're going to dive deep into James Gunn's Superman 2025. We'll review the film, break down the performances, and do what no Kryptonian council ever dared to do. We're ranking all the Superman actors and the movies. Who wore the cape best? From Christopher Reeve's charm to Henry Cavill's grit to David Corenswet's fresh take, we're asking, who is the ultimate Superman? And did James Gunn deliver the hero for this generation? Up, up, and away. Real Talk coming at you next. Real Talk.
Hey, I'm Gina Lou, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hey, what's up? It's Logan Browning, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Real Talk.
Hi, this is Alana De La Garza, and you're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, I'm Diane Franklin from Better Off Dead and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. You're listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
Hi, this is Monique Capri, and you are watching Real Talk with the Director on Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, I'm Stormy Maya, and you are listening to Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
This is Vicky Judy, Orange is the New Black, and I'm here with Real Talk.
Yo, what up? This is Jay Ellis, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio. Keep it live.
Hi, I'm Frida Parks. You are listening to Real Talk Radio with the Director. Hey, I'm Issa Rae, and you're watching Real Talk with the Director on Dollhouse Radio.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Nothing more, nothing less. Welcome back to Real Talk with the Jedi Council and the Director. I am the Director. Be with you for the next 60 minutes or so. Real Talk is brought to you each and everybody by B2S Media. We broadcast live via the World Wide Web on YouTube.com. Let me straighten my mic up here. /IE Network TV. And Facebook, aka Meta, the social network. Also over on Instagram, although we're having some Instagram issues. I don't know if anyone's seeing it over there. Hopefully you are. If not, come on over to YouTube and check us out. You might, if you're not seeing us over there. But anyhow, welcome back, guys. So we obviously the show, as you can see in my background, we're going to talk a little Superman stuff tonight. I just came out of the new Superman movie. I saw it in IMAX. I recommend everyone, if you see the movie, see it in IMAX. It's a great experience. And I did it out of I did do a quick out of the theater recap right earlier today. It's posted on my Facebook page, but I said we would go a little more in depth today. And not only we're going to do that, as I said in the intro, we're going to, after we talk about the movie, we're going to actually kind of rank the movie amongst other Superman movies. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and rank the actors, the characters, the actors that played certain characters. Who was the best Superman? Who was the best Lois Lane? Who was the best Lex Luthor? Have some fun with it, and hopefully you come out of it with an understanding of how we feel about this new movie that James Gunn has done, which actually is having a nice opening doing well with the numbers, and that leads us into the weekend recap brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com for the weekend of July 11th through the 13th. Number 5, Ilio made another 3.9 million, which is bringing the worldwide total to 117 million for a Disney movie. That is pretty low for a movie that came out in June 20th. Number 4 is How to Train Your Dragon, Disney again, which that movie has made over $560 million worldwide. Number 3, F1, the movie, made another 13 million over the weekend, which now brings the worldwide total to $393 million plus. Number 2, Jurassic World Rebirth made another 40 million over the weekend, bringing that worldwide total to 529 million plus worldwide. And the number 1 movie, the topic of today's discussion, Superman 2025, Superman, James Gunn Superman, which made on its opening total, or it made 122 million domestic, 95 million international, which brings the worldwide opening total to $217 million and counting. So there you have it. That is the weekend recap brought to you by BoxOfficeMojo.com. So we won't waste any time. We'll get right into it. Let's bring in our Jedi Council, Ralph and Kev. You're in the business. I think before I bring them in, I also think we might be joined by our guest today. I say Mike because he did say he wanted to come on. I sent him the link. Hopefully he can make it on. That would be our friend of the show, AJ Perez. So we'll see if he's coming on. But Ralph, Kev, y'all in the building. Welcome back, gentlemen.
What's going on?
I'm just gonna set it off. F everybody, Henry Cavill. Now,
okay, that's fine. So we might be joined by Tony Perez, AJ Perez. He said he wanted to jump on and give his opinion.
I don't care what he jump on. Henry Cavill.
He wanted to give his opinion of the movie. So, yeah, man. Like I said, as I said in the intro, you know, we got Superman. I went and checked it out. It's doing well in the numbers right now. That's good. It's a great opening. That's not good. That's a great opening.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
We'll see the how it carries over. It actually has gotten some good reviews too with the critics and with the audience. So it's been getting some good reviews. Got some bad reviews too, but there's a few. Not
the real
enough
test.
Really, it entered at like a high tomato meter score, but now it's down to like 85 or something like that.
The real test is in 2 weeks. What it's going to do against Fantastic Four?
Well, I mean, I guess so.
That's because now it's 3 weeks old. That ain't a test.
It's gonna be already 3 weeks old. It's gonna be 3 weeks old at that point. It's done. It's past the test already because it made a good opening. There have
been movies. I mean, as far as how it carries through, between reviews, box office opening, just comparatively. I'm speaking, Ralph. Not figuratively, as in right now. If it came out if they came out head to head, then that would be a little bit of a different story. But now I'm talking about just figuratively of their box opening compared to what Superman is doing now. I mean, for the opening weekend, not and how it does over the first 3 weeks. That's what I mean. Like, because it's literally what it's this week. Well, the week you just passed. This week we're in. Next week. So so that would be 3 weeks. For between the two movies. So we can do a comparison of how it does the first 3 weeks compared to how Superman did the first 3 weeks. This new Superman.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely see that. So obviously, I was gonna say a brief history. It's really not a brief history of Superman. Everyone knows about Superman. Superman is considered probably by many the most popular superhero ever, right? In pop culture, I believe it is, or he is, the most popular.
I'll say now second to Spider-Man. I'll say second to Spider-Man.
He's still more popular than Spider-Man. The character of Superman has been carried on for generations. I believe the character of Superman is the most popular superhero ever.
And I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting. They got because DC got an early head start on Marvel in the comic book world.
Right. So I mean, Superman started in like 1938.
38.
I mean? So when you
years,
right, 100 years old. So like when you consider comic books, cartoons, television series, movies, he is definitely the biggest superhero in pop culture today and yesterday. Also, it's fair to say he is kind of like the blueprint of pretty much every superhero that's come after him. So as far as superheroes go, of course, you got different, personalities and things like that. But the bottom line is when people make up superheroes, the first thing that ever comes to your mind is you're either going to do one or two things. You're either going to make them in the image or of Superman, or you want to make him opposite. You don't want him to be like Superman because you're like, I don't want to.
Well, I mean,
to think I'm copying Superman. I mean, he was the first superhero that people really, especially on screen.
Now, I'm gonna disagree with that thing on screen. I'm gonna disagree.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Batman or Dick Tracy.
No, you cut me off. You didn't even let me hear you didn't even feel what I was saying. I said he was the first superhero on screen, flying and stuff like that. That's what I meant as far as like a superhero, and a lot of comic people can attest to it too. Superhero, he flies, strength, lifting things above his head. Yeah, Batman, we know that. Yeah, but Batman didn't do none of those things. Yeah, he was not. He can't fly, and he doesn't have any superpowers.
He can fly because he got a bat plane. He can fly.
Well, he can't fly without help, without technology. He can't fly.
Listen, flying is flying.
He doesn't have
it don't matter.
Strength. He doesn't have super strength or any of those things that Superman. Superman
with kryptonite he does.
Superman is the model superhero because Batman and some people, no one ever really, other than people like Lex Luthor, no one ever looked at Superman as a vigilante. Batman in some people's eyes is not considered a hero. We know that he's a hero, but in when you look at the storylines, he wasn't. Some people didn't consider him a hero because of how he operated.
He's an anti-hero.
Right. He's an anti-hero. That's how he operated. But he really is a hero. He's not an anti-hero to me. He's really a hero, but he don't. You know what I'm saying? He just don't play up to that stuff. He really does it. Well, he started doing it for vengeance and
then it turned into a regular job.
Right.
It's like, it's just like you start out at McDonald's not expecting that 15 years later, now you're a manager and you ain't never left. So,
exactly.
But you're good at your job. You understand the ins and outs of McDonald's, and he understands the ins and outs of every hero and villain there is. I think Batman, if you combine all of the comic book worlds together, I think Batman has a solution for everybody. I don't think there's not one. I don't think there's not one hero or villain that he can't ultimately find a way to defeat, except for the Predators, because they was
So
that.
here's a comment from Jay. Shout out to Jay Hodges.
What up, Jay?
He's the comic book aficionado. His comment is Superman is widely considered the most recognized superhero with an iconic status and global appeal. His image, powers, and values are instantly recognizable. Agreed. I agree there. Yeah. So
I agree with. I could agree to that one.
He's instantly the most recognizable superhero because of everything from his costume to the values, the truth and justice, to his everything else about it.
You know what?
He cares for the people of Earth. The fact that he, is basically he's an alien, he's an orphan. He was an orphan, but then he was raised by humans. All of that factors in. And if you did a poll of 100 people and tell them, name me a superhero right out the gate, right? Just off the top of your head, name a superhero. I guarantee you way over half of those people will say Superman, because the name super is in his name. So people are gonna if they got a timer, you got a timer in one hand and you telling somebody, okay, this is for $100, name a superhero. They're gonna say
Spider-Man.
Most people gonna say Superman because the name super is in his name.
I see. I don't agree with that, because I think when it comes to that, if who the 100 people are, what demographic, if you're going to go to a younger generation, I think they probably would say Batman.
All different generations.
No,
if you're looking at older people, it could be mixed. That's why I say over half of it. If it's mixed, Superman is through so many generations. More than likely, people are gonna say Superman. Like I said, it's easy, especially if you got a timer against you. It's easy to say the name, Super.
No, I don't. I 100% kind of sort of agree with part of what you're saying, but the other half of me is like, you know what? But I don't know. It's very subjective. I mean, I probably say that number is a little bit less than 50. I
would agree with that. I think it would be significantly less than 50. I might say
significantly less than 50.
Yes. Yeah.
Wouldn't say Superman.
Yeah.
Come on. Rob.
Yes.
So I mean, so are you saying that Superman is not the most popular superhero in pop culture?
At this stage of the game, I would say
no. That's no. Not at this stage of the game. Period.
Well, you can't.
Pop culture. If you ask a 60-year-old,
hold it,
and ask a 16-year-old, both asking all
answer that question is no. Then the answer to that question is no. I wouldn't say Superman. I would lean more toward Batman. Why? Because Batman, since we're talking visually, Batman in the last 15, 20 years has been much more visible than Superman.
No.
How many Batman movies have we had?
No, he's been more visible. Actually, but you're talking. The question is a general question. It's not about what you've seen lately or how many times you've seen.
But that's the thing, Wes.
A general question. But who is the most popular superhero?
But
God, I wish that was a Family Feud question. I guarantee you, Superman would be number one.
No,
guarantee.
No, Wes, because that's exactly what you just said. It's a generational thing. Whereas
it
you and
depends. Yeah.
we would sit there and say, Superman, you have a younger generation that's seen more Batman incarnations than they've seen Superman incarnations. You've had
Well, even
at least
Spider-Man, for that matter.
even Spider-Man. You
Mhm.
know, and I would sit here and say in today's times, you probably would have people say Iron Man, the Hulk. Why? Because they're much
Right.
more visible than what
But
Superman has
that's what
been.
I'm saying. We're
So
we're
that's why I
talking,
said it will be
but you're
lower.
not
It's
gonna when it's a general question, you're dealing with a variety of people. I'm talking about not just asking one generation or group of people, asking a out of 100 people, you're
I agree
asking
with what
a
you said,
broad range
and I agree.
of
I agree,
and
and
ages.
I would
I
still
don't
say lower than 50%.
50%. I
I
won't
still
say
say lower.
significantly, but I will say it is lower. I
I'm
definitely agree
going
with
more
Ralph
down
that
to
it is
forty
lower.
Okay,
percent. I'm going
but
down to maybe about
okay,
40%, maybe
so
40.
40% will say Superman. So you think 60% will say someone other than Superman?
Yeah, yes, I would.
Wow. Okay.
I
On that
I'm
note,
so
we're gonna bring in our guest,
I'm
AJ
kind of
Perez.
I'm kind of bent
AJ,
on that one because
AJ, come on in. Sorry to cut you off, Cam. I just wanted to make sure. AJ Perez back on the show.
what's up,
Um,
AJ?
what's
Hey
up, brother?
guys, how you guys doing?
All
Hey, we
right,
I'm
man.
chilling,
good.
man.
How
We
you?
chilling. We about to get into this Superman talk.
Well, it's about to
I
be a
just
fight. I
Oh,
feel it
nah.
dude,
coming.
I
I'm
can
just
already disagree with Ralph because I think that Ralph just likes being the antagonizer because that's his
No,
stick. You
no.
know,
I
he
am not. I
just like
am
whatever you
no.
say, he's
I
gonna
am
say the opposite. That's the way he is. Like it's like a wrestling script. Ralph is always going to be the heel.
no, no. I am not. I am not. The only reason I am saying that is simply because I look at it like this. In the last 15 years, right? We have seen the explosion of the superhero movies, right?
Right.
So if you start comparing the character of Superman, right? Because we're now talking about much more visual age. You have seen more incarnations of Batman than you have Superman. You've seen more incarnations of Iron Man, the Hulk, the Black Widow, so and so and so. So even if you did go out there and you asked 100 people, I don't think 50% out of that 100 gonna say, well, Superman. No, because
but
they have a visual acuities now. They would sit
right,
there and
but
say,
this is the
who's
thing
been in
though,
their
Ralph. This
face?
is the problem. This is the problem that you're this is the problem I have with your answer. You're only considering what people see on the screen, like in the movies.
That's not what I. That is not what I
Superman
said. That is no, no, no.
as well as
That is
Batman. Superman is a character that has transcended through every medium, from comic books to cartoons to television shows to movies, just like Batman as well. But so I'm saying now the closest to that would be if this was a Family Feud question, I would say Batman would be number 2 on that answer list. It would be Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, I believe, would be numbered 1, 2, and 3. If people
Yeah,
if
yeah. I
that
was going to
question.
say. I mean, look,
I would
Superman.
say Wonder Woman would be number 3. Superman,
No,
Batman, Wonder Woman, then
well, here's
Spider
the
Man.
thing. Superman has been the character for over 100 years. First comic book, first everything. It was Superman. Superman's gone through more incarnations that have been widely accepted than Batman. I love Batman. I want me some Batman every day. But Superman has gone through so many incarnations, and 2 of them were really bad. And the last 2, including this one, amazing. And it's just, but it's bringing back nostalgia. I mean, the movie theater I went to, there was a cross section, literally across the board, of young kids, their parents, grandparents, whoever it was. The theater was multi generational, and that's the part that I loved because it was the movie was technically wholesome. It had a lot of dark issues, but they lightened them up. Like, Wes, I mean, like you watch a general superhero movie, whether it's Batman, Iron Man, even Spider-Man, there is mass destruction.
Mhm.
Superman tried to contain the destruction.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
That
guys
was
saw.
I saw that. Now that was one thing that I'll say, as opposed to, let's just say, still one of my favorite Superman movies, Man of Steel. There was so
Yeah.
much destruction that Superman wasn't really able to, at least he wasn't depicted to be able to stop it. He was too busy fighting Zod and the other Kryptonians. But yeah, it was a lot of and I'll get to that too as far as the comparison goes, because like I said in my out of theater
But that
reaction,
goes
I
back to
said,
the original Superman, is what I'm going to say. That
no,
goes
I
back
get
to
you.
the
Yeah, it goes
original,
back
the
to original
original version
Superman.
of Superman.
It
He
does.
saved and did everything. Look, he served it. He saved a squirrel.
Yeah.
That goes back to the original Superman, like the comic books. Like, this is what he did. And he brought a lot of that lore to Superman. And that's what I loved about this Superman.
Yeah. I think I think
but
that
I get that, but I get that. But what I'm simply sitting there saying is that, and which Wes is right. There have been all these different incarnations of the characters, but I just said I think right now the Batman character has just been much more visible. It's
but you're
I
saying
put it
right
like this.
now.
I put it like this. I put it to you like this. See, it's interracial. They just happen to run I got Raw, and they just happen to run a commercial for New Year Yankees, right? You could take 100 Yankee fans and ask them, who is your favorite Yankee of all time? Bulk of them may say Mickey Mantle, a bulk
Reggie
of them may
Jackson.
say Babe Ruth, but you have a whole bunch of you that say Reggie Jackson, they say Derek Jeter. No, so you just can't say, well, but Babe Ruth is the most, or Mickey Mantle is the most recognizable Yankee. That very well may be, but that doesn't mean that he's in everybody's conscience. You do have people that will sit there and say Derek Jeter. You had a guy right now who say Aaron Judge. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the deal, and I don't even 100% disagree with you, Rob. But what I'm saying is, you're talking about what's in everybody's conscience. But if I'm asked that question from a standpoint of generalism, who do you think is the most popular superhero in pop culture history?
Then Wes, I'll ask you
That's
this
the question.
Then I'll ask you this question. You're a Minnesota Vikings fan. Who's the most popular Minnesota Vikings player?
That's subjective.
That's comparing apples to oranges.
Why is that subjective?
Because it's subjective, because people have favorite players. You know what I mean? For the most popular player, you're talking about a sports team. We're talking about something that there's proof.
This is pop culture. Pop culture, 100 years.
Pop culture. You can't ask that. Because like I said, for
but
me to
here's
say
the
who
thing.
I think is the most popular superhero, I mean, at the end of the day, everyone is going to say what they think. But what I mean is, when you mention pop culture history, the average person with half a brain is not just going to think what they saw last week.
Look, you don't have, and let me put this out there because I have tattoos. When you look at people that put ink on their bodies, how many Batman tattoos do you see?
A lot.
You see a ton of Superman tattoos on people. Shaq, I mean, you name it. CM Punk, you name them. They have Superman tattoos. I'll tell you what, I've not seen maybe one or two in my entire lifetime that are Batman. But I've seen dozens, if not hundreds, of Superman tattoos.
The thing is, all I'm saying is, and I'm going to move on from this particular topic, because it's really just going over the history of Superman and how important the film, how important the character is. I mean, the fact that it took so long to even make another Superman movie from the last Superman movie in the 80s shows you how important this character is and how important it is to try to get it right or get a
I missed your review. What was your opinion of the movie? I missed the review. What was your opinion of the movie?
My opinion of the movie was, I said I didn't love it. I liked it. And I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. And for me,
did you not cheer and clap and all that stuff? My theater did, dude.
No.
I got up twice.
I mean,
No.
I had a couple of, I had a pretty decent full theater. I saw it early, so I'm sure the theater be more full later. I saw it early. It has some moments for me. I think it has some really good uh um action moments. I think Mr. Terrific almost stole the movie
He
for
stole the
me.
movie. Mr.
Yeah,
Terrific
Yeah. Yes, he
stole the
did.
movie.
Yes, he
Mr.
did.
Terrific
He was the
stole the movie.
coolest dude
Yeah,
ever. Black
yeah,
superhero I've ever seen.
yeah, he was cool, man. He came in and I was like, yeah, now that is Mr. Terrific. Like he came in
I
and did his
love
thing.
him.
He did his
Well,
thing.
besides Crypto, I think Crypto for me was like number one. Then Mr.
Not for me.
Terrific and
It was
Superman for
in
me
my
is
opinion. In my
I didn't like
opinion,
Crypto.
I love
I didn't like
Crypto.
Crypto because here's the deal. And I said this before I even saw the movie. I don't even like the concept of Crypto the super dog. I've never liked it. From the comics, I've never liked it. And the fact that he was in this movie, I didn't like that. But I was like, all right, fine, he's in the movie. But it was too much Crypto. Way too much screen time for Crypto, in my opinion. I was like,
I was
too
so
much.
dude, I've seen the movie
And
3 times.
yeah.
And I was expecting to hate this movie. Like in my head, I'm gonna hate this movie because I didn't like anything that James Gunn's been doing for DC.
Right.
And I'm just like, oh, this is gonna suck. And dude, I just love like the soundtrack, the pacing. I love the old
Soundtrack was nice and
I love the old
nostalgia.
school Superman soundtrack that they used from the first one.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
thought it was well used.
Yeah.
It gave you that wholesome feeling. Like I thought, there was times I would actually see Christopher Reeve up on the screen, and I know that he was giving it his thumbs up because
Okay,
it
so
gave you that wholesome feeling of Superman.
let's go with the tone. So the tone, as we know, was much lighthearted. I kind of said, and I said this to Kev off air. It kind of felt like the cartoon Justice League, but live action. Like that's how it kind of felt like to me, or Superman the animated series live action. That's how I kind of felt.
I thought it was Superman, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know, right? It felt like not campy, but cartoony in a
Well,
way.
I mean, dude, he had dark
Because
themes, and he kept the lightheartedness that he had.
yeah,
It didn't make it that horrible.
He tackled some darkness in it because
Yeah.
you literally saw Lex Luthor, kill somebody, shoot somebody in the head.
Dude, that blew me away. I was like,
that part was definitely, it only blew him away too. that part I thought was, whoa, okay, we gonna go there, James Gunn, okay, so there was death in this film, and then you got other characters that, so the tone of it was definitely way more lighthearted, but mostly that was focused on Superman. He was they had him on that real wholesome Boy Scout Superman. Like you said, he saved a squirrel, for crying out loud. Like he's like trying to move.
See, that's the campiness. That's the
that's one of the times, dude. I'll kid you not. I clapped.
Oh Lord.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's pure trash. And that's why I will not. I refuse to see this movie, even on HBO Max for free. I'm not watching this movie for that reason.
So
Does he save the squirrel?
I'm going to say this. I
Yeah,
saw
because he saved the
I saw the
squirrel.
movie opening
I'm
day.
not.
Go ahead, Rob.
Right, I saw the movie, and I will say this. I will say that it is entertaining. It is entertaining, right? Because but during the summertime, you want to go see movies where you turn your brain off, you go have a good time. You're not really sitting in there to analyze it or nitpick it. You just want to be entertained. We want to see people getting stomped by dinosaurs and stuff. And see Superman save kids. Okay, I got that part. However, the movie itself, there's a lot of things in the movie that was the Crypto. I didn't like the fact that Lex is trying to be Superman playing a video game. I was like, what? I didn't like the fact that he's so concerned about the dog. Right when he went into his office, he's not saying, "Wait a minute, how the hell did you get into the Fortress of Solitude?
How'd you get into my Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah,
how did you know about this about me? How did you do that? Why did you start a rumor? Right? Why'd you start a rumor that I got a secret harem of women?
Yeah, but you're so concerned about the dog, and I'll say this about the dog. I looked at the dog because
But you know what? All that was commentary on social and popular culture and social media and all that shit. Because people, that literally is what happens. Like somebody can say some BS about you on social media or whatever, and that people listen to it, even your friends will turn against you. I thought that was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
because you could be the best guy ever, and you're straight as you can be, and you put enough BS out there. You know, the president says you put enough lies out there, eventually they'll believe them. Yeah. And when you got everybody out there, even Guy Gardner and everybody else was like, he came over, he's going to take over the earth.
No,
I thought that was really good commentary on social culture.
I get that's a good commentary, but for him, you go into this man's office demanding, "Where's my dog?" Not how you get inside. How the hell did you, when I'm the only person on planet Earth that knows how to speak Krypton, you were able to decipher a message from my parents that even I couldn't do, but you were able to do it? Give me a break. Mm-hmm. And the dog, I looked at the dog thing, and the way I looked at it's like Jurassic Park. You know, all the crap that happened in the first Jurassic Park movie was it revolved around the kids. The kids caused that's the dog. Yeah. The dog caused the stuff that happened to Superman in the movie. And I ain't gonna talk about the suit and how in that first scene I thought that the suit looked like the 6-year-old that's in the park and takes a towel and wraps it around your neck and stand and say, "I can fly," and you want the towel to fly. But like I said, it's entertaining. It's entertaining.
Yeah, I was enjoying. Now I'm gonna say this. I'll start with what I really liked about the movie. Okay, I said I liked the action. Action was good. There was a lot of action in it. Him flying around. It was mostly Superman. You didn't really see much Clark Kent in this movie at all. I do like I thought the effects was good. The flying was clean. Fluid. The flight and all that stuff was good. All of that stuff. These are things that you always look at in Superman movies. You always compare from this with it. Obviously, this Superman was definitely the most Boy Scoutish Superman, even more Boy Scoutish maybe than Reeve's Superman.
I'll agree with you.
He was definitely.
Maybe.
I mean,
I'll agree with you on that. Yeah,
saved the cat. Reeve Superman saved the cat.
Yeah, but, Superman saved the cat. He saved the squirrel.
This was saved the squirrel, but then you got.
Wait a minute, I just thought about that. So he saved the squirrel. So was that a nod to Guardians of the Galaxy since? Rocket Raccoon. No, Raccoon is not. No, he's a raccoon. He's not a squirrel.
He's a raccoon. Yeah,
he's a raccoon.
But I also liked that the Lois Superman dynamic I thought was good because James Gunn tackled it in a way it's never been tackled by any Superman movie because of their relationship still kind of new, and the fact that she wasn't obsessed with him like the rest of the Lois Lanes ever portrayed. Right, all the other Lois Lanes in the past seems to had this obsession with Superman. Now, obviously, we're already 3 months into their relationship, so we don't know how she was before that. But the bottom line is, she's on some more like she doesn't even know if she wants to be with Superman.
He was never giving her interviews, so that was a little thing with her. So only he was getting the interviews. So that way, Clark Kent was getting lots of love.
Clark Kent, he was giving Clark Kent the interviews, and also she, like I said, she wasn't even sure if she wanted to be with him, which was interesting. I've never seen that with Lois Lane. The closest that I've seen that with Lois is probably from Smallville. Like the one from Smallville wasn't really sweating Superman like that at first.
She was more because she was more in love with Clark.
Right. Yeah. You know, she was like, but even with that, it took her a while for her and Clark. They had instant chemistry, but it wasn't like she was sweating them. You know what I mean? So other than that, I like that dynamic. Mr. Terrific was chef's kiss terrific. That was a great iteration of him. The technology and all that stuff, the brains, the sick, all of that stuff. I was loving. Um, and yeah, I mean that was the highlights for me was that. Now the I'll go with the negatives or whatever you want to call it. The things I didn't like. Obviously, I didn't like crypto. Um, I mean, I just did. I was okay with crypto. However, I just thought it was too much crypto. And then, I also did like Metamorpho. I did like Metamorpho's character. I thought they did from the everything from the effects to all of that. I thought was good. Um, what I didn't like, didn't too much crypto. I thought I wasn't a big fan of the saving the squirrel thing. Didn't make me go crazy, but I just thought that was a little too hokey in the middle of a battle. You notice
Yeah.
that you also notice that now I didn't have a big problem with because Superman doesn't want to kill uh and stuff like that. So he was like when he battling the kaiju, right? And he's trying to find a way to safely get it out of the city without killing it. And
Something
the
that's gonna come back. Not to
right.
cut you off, Wes, but something that's possibly gonna come back again and try to kill people. You're not trying to kill that and put an end to it. Come
So
on, man.
the
Well,
Justice League.
I mean, he
Now
does
the
die. The kaiju does die.
right. Well, the kaiju dies because the Justice Gang.
Well,
Spoiler
Mr.
alert.
Terrific.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific kills. Now the Justice League or Justice Gang, they call it something, and it's a working title. That's not really. He the only one calls them the Justice Gang is Green Lantern. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, we're the Justice Gang, and they're like, that's not our name. So, yeah, it's a working title, so they'll eventually be the Justice. So I'm just gonna call them the Justice League. They don't give a rat's what. They'll kill. They have no
Yeah.
problem.
They have no problem.
They have no problem killing. Which goes in line with past like that's why I said like the Justice League cartoon and other things in the past. The heroes around Superman don't mind killing things, but
Yeah.
Superman is not really. It has to be a very, very, very last resort, even if he's battling a monster or an alien or something like that. And that's how it's been pretty much forever. When you look at Superman, so that part didn't have a
I
big
like that
problem.
James Gunn did that and kind of took away or erased that history from Man of Steel. I mean, 'cause even I was shocked. I was like, Superman does not kill. I was so pissed off when I saw that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I was happy that he stuck to the old, he'll beat the crap out of somebody, but he's not going to kill.
Right.
Even when he had the Rangers coming after him, and he used his his ray vision. He did it just enough to like incapacitate them and not kill them.
Right. So I think that so like I said, also
That's not realistic, though. I don't care.
Well, that's why I said though you can't
Well,
have
dude,
that.
you can't have an
wait.
opinion if you're not watching it. You got to watch it, and then you can have an opinion like that.
But what I'm
No,
saying,
I can't.
just
I can't.
to answer that, Kev, I said this in my out of theater thing. You can't go into this thinking about what's realistic. James Gunn has brought it back to fantasy. This is a world. This is a fantasy, a very, very fantasy world. It's a world where metahumans exist and everyone knows about them. Everyone sees them. They've been around for longer
They've
than
been aware.
Superman's been there.
They did that
They've
in the
been around.
beginning. They got rid of a lot of like establishing characters by just putting that out there in the first 30 seconds. I love that.
Yeah. So they said this is the
This is the
metahumans
world.
have existed for 300 years or something like that. At this point, so they've been here before Superman even been here. So there's going to be a lot of. That's why I said at my out of theater thing. There's Zack Snyder Zack Snyder tackled it from a realistic standpoint, as much as realistic as you can be with a character like Superman. He's tackled it from a realistic standpoint. It's the same thing as saying Nolan tackled Batman from the most realistic standpoint as possible. Whereas, what you call it, Burton did not, right? Burton had this world that he created of Batman that what it was. So, but you look at Nolan's version and you're like, that is the most realistic version of Batman ever, right? So
Yeah.
that's what I kind of say about Zack Snyder. So I said that out of theater thing. I said, Snyder fans, if you're going to watch this movie, you can't go into it with the same mentality as thinking, okay, James Gunn, this is a fantasy film. He's brought it back to fantasy, just like the original Superman is a fantasy film, right? So, so it's not gonna be realistic because you're gonna have monsters and stuff like that.
Well,
I mean,
you know
yeah,
what?
Zack Snyder had a monster, but that was the Doomsday monster in Batman vs Superman. But other than that, he had the Kryptonians,
Or
whatever, and
he had Bizarro Superman. He had the Superman that would eventually become Bizarro Superman.
right. So these people, that's what I said. So that's why I've turned off my Zack Snyder.
I turned that off too. You couldn't watch this if you had Zack Snyder in your head.
You can't,
And
because that's his generation. I loved it. I loved Man
But
of
it's not
Steel.
about that. But I just like the realism. I can't get with the baseball and apple
But,
pie crap. I
but
can't.
it wasn't really baseball and apple pie.
it wasn't apple pie.
With him, like I said, he was definitely the Boy Scout.
It was,
But like I said,
the
that's
movie
why I
was
said
dark. I
this
mean,
is
the
just
movie was
like
still very
watching.
dark.
Right. This is what I'm saying. It's like watching a Justice League Unlimited episode. You know what I'm saying? To me, because in Justice League Unlimited, Superman is very Boy Scout. That's why they all joke on him about that. They call him that. Batman is dark and all the other ones do what they do. Superman is the Boy Scout. So
I mean,
that's what it felt like to me.
I get that, but I think for what Kevin is talking about, and although I don't agree with it totally, I do kind of sort of lean with this, is that once you open that bottle, you really can't put it back.
Why would you want to put it back?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if you're taking Superman with Snyder into a more
you can't. Realistic... No, I thought you meant. I thought you were talking about Gunn. If you're talking about Snyder, no, you can put it back because it's a completely different.
It's a different universe. It's a different. It's Earth 99 or whatever we want to call it.
I got that part. But what I'm saying is this: now that you're taking this character and trying to portray him in a much more realistic term of what you think would happen, right? You can't go back to what it used to be. It's like trying to take Batman and you bring in the next Bat movie, and when he punches people, it goes zapow. You can't do that because you've shown a trajectory. And this, you're kind of going. You're kind of like going back in time.
You're not going back. You're going more different. You're going your take.
He's going different. Right? I mean, he's doing Brave and the Bold next. I mean, so it's totally going to be different. Wes, why do you think he did not do the Superman and the Wonder Twins cameos? Because they were shot.
Thank God he didn't do no damn Wonder Twins.
That would have ruined it. That would have ruined the film.
Campy, I think. Yeah, I think.
I mean, dude, I did when they were in the Hall of Justice. By the way, the interior, just like Super Friends, like exactly the way it was decorated in Super Friends.
When
I was like, I expected to see the Wonder Twins walk around the background.
That was the only part that really got a cheer from the crowd when they showed the Hall of Justice. That was like, it was like, oh wow, whoa, that was really it. Yeah. I mean,
that was like a big surprise, and
that was good. That was a nice.
But I know we know he shot the Wonder Twin stuff, and we know that he shot the Batman stuff because apparently at the end, Batman was supposed to have spoken with them. Mm-hmm. And whatever the blogs out there said, the people that are the spies, So why do you think that they decided to take that out, or did he not have the actor in place for Brave and the Bold yet?
That's what I think. That's what I think. I don't think he has the actor in place yet.
Oh, the actor that did it sucked, so he's like, okay, you're not going to get hired. So
right, because he might have did it more. right. Instead of putting a face out, because now that is where what Ralph said. Once you open that bottle, you can't put it back in. If you put somebody in there as Batman, I mean, you could in a way if it was more obscure or or something like that,
silhouette or something like that.
in the shadows or something like that. You could do that.
Yeah,
but I just think it would have been too much. Yeah, it would have been too much.
I would have go with that. Where like, you could have had like Superman doing something, and you see Batman's shadow on the ground or in the sky, like looking at him, like
But there was like there was almost like it was never nighttime in this movie. Almost it was like one time in the movie that it was nighttime. You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's what and see. I again, I know I haven't seen the film, but that to me is a telltale that he's trying to get away from the quote unquote darkness.
Well, I mean, the old DC was dark. I mean, he finally decided to keep the new Batman, but that's going to be a different universe than what James Gunn's going to create. Yeah. They're definitely going with the multi-universe thing because they hit on that during the movie when they did the rip. It's like, oh, okay, so they're acknowledging that there's already a multiverse. Yeah, they already acknowledged that.
Definitely doing that. Lex Luthor, I think I think Nicholas Hoult did a good acting job. I just think like every other Lex ever existed, he was just kind of one-dimensional. Like every Lex Luthor is. They made him.
Not Gene Hackman. I love Gene Hackman.
I thought that he wasn't they hit him more like he was really a racist.
Criminal mind, huh?
I thought they hit him more like he had no tolerance. He was, the bigotry was really strong, like really out there. Like there's no place for metahumans. There's especially no place for you. And I was just like, wow, especially with everything that's going on right now, that for me was like a big, big deal. It's like, wow, they're really,
leaning into it.
Yeah, they totally leaned into it.
And that upset the conservatives because Fox News.
Oh, they're still trying to ban it.
Went on a whole thing calling it super woke and all. And I'm just like, oh my god,
they're still trying to get it black, like banning it, stuff like that.
Got referred to Superman as an immigrant. They got mad.
But see, I'm looking at it like this because I mean, you guys are much more versed in comic books than what I am. But a friend of mine is very well versed. He said he didn't like really the character of this version of Lex Luthor because, from what he told me in the comic books, Lex Luthor's mission wasn't to create something to kill Superman. He was more for his own thing, and Superman was in his way. This guy was actually creating something to get rid of Superman. Like now you're so
in the Superman cartoons, Lex Luthor did create a super being to kill Superman. That did get rid.
Well,
but it seemed like in this version, his motivation for causing the crap that he was causing was to get rid of Superman, not to do what he was doing. And Superman was getting in his way. You're only doing it to draw Superman out so you can kill him. And that's what he was saying. He said that's not really what the comic book was like. Right. Lex Luthor's motivation to get rid of Superman wasn't that he did stuff to kill Superman. He did stuff that he wanted to do regardless, and he had to get rid of Superman. But he didn't do it with the idea, I'm gonna do this, and it's gonna draw Superman to me, so it get my chance to get him.
Right, and with that being said, Gene Hackman's version was more true to that. Because Gene Hackman's version of Lex Luthor
was more criminal. It was more criminally
criminal mind, him the greatest criminal mind, and he wanted to shoot those rockets off and take part of California and all that other stuff and have his own thing, right? But all I'm saying about all the Lex Luthors, with the exception of Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor from Smallville, to me, they're all kind of like one dimensional. They're either just criminal mind or they're just evil. And I feel like Michael Rosenbaum's one was more because you're tackling him and Clark Kent were actually friends, right? And in the very, very, very first versions of the Superman comics, it wasn't that they were friends, but they were not enemies at first. I think they had some sort of lab explosion, and Superman saved him, but he caused him
It caused his hair to fall out.
Right, yeah,
I remember that.
stuff like that. Right. So that was like, from back in the day in the comics, but he didn't just come out the gate evil man and just hate Superman. And in Smallville, you saw they started out as friends and circumstances pulled them apart, and Lex, taking on the legacy of his father and things like that, he just kind of grew into Lex. Of course, you have more time to tell that story over 10 seasons of Smallville. But my point is, I don't think any of the Lex Luthors have been pretty like multidimensional, unfortunately. This one, he was pretty menacing. He was pretty menacing. He was definitely
a punk. He's a punk.
Well, I mean,
but honestly, what is there to be multi-dimensional about a villain? The bottom line is Lex Luthor. He just wants he wants the world. There's nothing what you said about a villain. A villain just wants, listen, you're the bad guy. I got plans, and your plans is to stop me.
Killmonger, Thanos. I mean, these were multi-dimensional villains. Thanos had a multi-dimensional villain is saying you can actually, kind of step into the villain's shoes and even possibly not say agree with him, but kind of see his point. And because remember, the villain is the hero of his own story, right? So a good villain, in my opinion, has multi dimensions to him. Thanos didn't want to rule the universe. He didn't want to rule the universe at all. He felt that the universe needed a reset.
He wanted a balance.
It needed the balance.
And he had a soft spot. Gamora was his soft spot. That was his soft spot. Lex Luthor in this incarnation, Lex Luthor doesn't have a soft spot. He doesn't have a soft spot for anything. But it seemed to me that this version Lex Luthor was actually a guy that had a whole lot of money, that was smart, but he was a gamer. That's why the whole video game thing was punch 32, combination 16, AB up down start. I was like, what?
Right. And I know, right? And so, and I'm sitting there like, he literally, what I thought was bad, James Gunn did. He literally cried at the end. Lex Luthor, he's angry or whatever.
Now
he didn't cry out. He bitched out. Yeah,
I'll say he bitched out.
And he cried.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Crypto just beat the shit out of him, so maybe that helped a little bit, because the super dog threw him around all over the place and broke his arm.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo came in and bit you in the calf, and now you're upset.
That
was kind of like Crypto's version of Hulk slamming around Loki.
Yeah,
but see, even with that part, you have
super bad fight. Stop, dude! Bad dog.
Crypto the dog that has superpowers is biting Lex Luthor. He didn't rip anything off Lex Luthor. I don't even think that he really I didn't see if he drew blood, but you're a super dog. I could understand Superman holding him back, but the dog don't have that same kind of conscience.
Right. No, you make sense with that. I agree. That's why I was not a fan.
A dog is going to be a dog.
Right. He's going to be a dog. I mean, bottom line is I've never been a fan of Crypto the Super Dog. The only thing about it in this one is how they explained why he didn't listen to Clark, didn't listen to Kal-El, because you find out that it wasn't his dog.
It wasn't his dog. It was Supergirl's.
It was right. It's Supergirl's dog. So, okay, that's fine. That part, okay, all is forgiven, because you're like, why the hell this dog don't listen to him? You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, even the robots are like, the Kanan doesn't listen to us. We could care less if he lives or dies.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
like, that was so awesome.
Yeah. We don't care if we live or die. So, like I said, I I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. I liked it. You know, as far as ranking it probably falls for me. It falls at 3 or 4. I'm gonna say 3. I know I talked to Kev offline and I said 4. I might move it to 3 because although I loved Superman 2, it was very flawed. Superman 2 was flawed. It was fun, but it was flawed. Um, you know,
Oh, the original Superman with Christopher Reeve, Superman 2.
well, I mean, yeah, Superman 2.
Okay.
One of my favorites from childhood, but in hindsight, looking at it, comparing it to other movies with Superman, I'm like, it was very flawed,
I would
especially
put it at 3. I would definitely be okay with it at 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would put it at 3. For
Yeah,
me,
it's
I know
definitely. I mean, look, dude, my mom liked it, and she doesn't like any superhero stuff. So my mom's
yeah,
82.
I would say, number one for me, I flip flop with Superman the movie and Man of Steel because I feel that Christopher Reeve is the ultimate Superman, but I felt I liked the story of Man of Steel better. I liked the story of Man of Steel better. So whichever one you can flip a coin, Superman the movie, Man of Steel, you can drop this one in at 3 and Superman 2 at 4. And then all the other ones you can rank them however you want to.
You know
But
what sucks is that they never gave him a chance to make Superman 2.
I know.
Zack Snyder,
Yeah.
just with
I mean
everything that he had planned
that
for
was
it.
basically Batman vs Superman was kind of like the direct sequel to Man of Steel.
Yeah,
But they never gave him a chance to do Man of Steel 2, which was, as we know, was terrible. But
I mean, dude, you can have Brainiac. I mean, you
yeah.
can't do better than Brainiac.
Yeah, oh man. I think he
And
had
see,
remember he had Darkseid was the villain for Justice League by the
Justice
time
League.
Justice League was over because originally the way he was going to do it, Man of Steel 2 would have came after the Justice League two-part movie would have been done.
Yeah,
I think it was 3 parts, but anyway, after Justice League was done, then he would have came back and did Man of Steel 2. So he probably would have did Brainiac because by that time they would have already handled Darkseid.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it was Brainiac, and I know they were talking about Metallo, that he could have been one of the other villains.
Yeah.
But Brainiac would have been.
Brainiac is one of the ultimate classic Superman villains. It's just
Yeah,
like, with Spider-Man, you got the Green Goblin, you got the Doc Ock, you got,
Rhino,
well, yeah, he's a classic.
well, they
Sandman,
still mess up Rhino. I mean, Rhino keeps getting
Sandman.
messed up.
Rhino never gave him problems. He take care of the Rhino fast. The Shocker, like he take care of them quick. But the people that always gave him problems, Sandman always gave him
Scorpion,
problems. Scorpion gave him problems.
problems.
Sandman, and then of course the Goblin, both Goblins, Hobgoblin,
Hobgoblin is my
gave him
favorite.
problems, and then of course Doc Ock. But you know, Brainiac is a villain that's never been done in the movies, in any Superman movie, and I won't be surprised now if Gunn tackles that as well.
Yeah, I think.
I'm going to say Brainiac should have been the person in this movie before. Like, do the same thing what Dark Knight did. They didn't bring Joker out because they know that's the Batman's go-to villain. They didn't do him to the second movie. You should have gave him somebody different that we have never seen on the big screen first, and then came back to the familiar. Maybe that would make. Maybe that
I'm not mad at that. If that's what if that was was his decision, I wouldn't have been mad at it. Especially that he's not doing origin stories, he's not doing stuff like that. So I wouldn't have been mad. I wouldn't have been mad at that.
That's one point in his favor. You didn't do the origin story. However, I deduct points from his grade because supposedly, if I listen to comic book lore, by the time Clark Kent becomes Superman, Pa Kent is dead, but he's alive. In this, he's alive. Number two, once again, you went back to using the original Superman music from John Williams, even though you had this eclectic guitar version. It's still the music from Superman, and you got the title cards from Superman. Sorry, bro, Man of Steel had a new theme, new cards, new everything. If you're gonna kick off, you're gonna say this is my version of Superman. This is This is what I say. They get rid of everything from the past. Get rid of all that stuff.
I think he wanted to bring back the homage to the Superman to remind people who it is and who it was. It made
He
sense
wanted to bring back. He wanted to bring back baseball and apple pie. Period.
We didn't need to see that because we saw the exact same thing with
But
Superman
dude,
Returns.
did it not work for you? I mean, it worked for me. It kept me moving forward. It kept me asking, what's next? What's going to happen? Like this, the music. You know, the thing about James Gunn, is that he creates his own soundtrack to whatever he does. You know, we know that he likes to make all these things, but for him to go back and actually use John Williams' music is a big nod, you know, because, you know, this is something they wanted to do, but at the same time, he gave respect to the original one.
But
so that's why I thought he did it.
But
you
is
know?
that not one of the
And he mixed it up. It wasn't like note for note. I mean, they had the highlights, but he still mixed it.
But wasn't that one of the complaints a lot of people said that was part of the problem with Superman Returns, that you brought back the John Williams music? Why use it again? If this is a brand new version, give us something different. So Snyder gave you something totally brand new with Man of Steel. That's a brand new score.
But it was dark. Snyder stuff was dark.
No, it's not dark. It's realistic. That's not. I hate when people use that term. It's not dark. It's just realistic. This is what would happen. Sorry, Ralph. I didn't mean to cut you off. Well, not just the music, but the whole thing. His music wasn't dark either. His music was just representative.
I think the score was dark. I thought the score was. I thought the score
was. It was gritty. Let's say dark. Let's say it was grittier.
All right, yeah, that's a better term to use. Gritty, yeah.
But my thing was this: if you're saying this is my version of Superman, we're going to do something that hasn't been done, then get rid of all the stuff that had been done before, as far as the title cards, the movie posters, the score. Give me something different. Listen, I can say that when Snyder did his version of Superman, there's no homage of anything from Donner's. When Nolan did Batman, there's no homage going back to Burton. Everything is different. So why you got to go back and give me?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Why do I need
in defense of Gunn? I'll say this: Gunn has never. He's always been very open about what he was trying to do with this Superman movie. He actually was trying to bring. He said he wants to bring back the Superman that he grew up on.
And like I said, baseball and apple pie.
So when that is, if that's what he grew up on, then that's the way he's making it. And I go back to, I respect any filmmaker that makes a film of how to, because that's how I make films. I make films that I like. I don't care about what everybody else likes.
By the way,
I'm gonna make a film that I like. And
I have not checked the box office. What was the box office for the weekend?
Two something. It was like 217. It was like 217. No, I'm sorry, 220
worldwide.
Worldwide, 220.
What was domestic?
Domestic was 125 and 95.
Wow.
Of international.
So it beat estimates.
But even that number is deceptive. Because that's also.
I mean, they were going to be happy with 95.
Right.
But they were saying that includes the $22 million that they made from the opening Thursday nights, which bring everything else. When you yank that money out from what they brought on Thursday, it brings it under to what Snyder's version of Superman did, right?
I mean, so, like I said,
100. I'm not going to say 100 million is a bad opening because it's not. That's a lot of change.
It's a lot of change.
That's a lot of change. Let's see what it does this week. Let's see if it's a 50+ drop off this week.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. No. I'm cool.
I mean, look. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Like social media on it is crazy. Like TikTok is super nuts over Superman. Like
Right.
they got a whole program saying creator stuff all over Superman.
Numbers. It's been doing the numbers. It's been getting the reviews, and we'll see how it sustains and where it ultimately ends up. It's definitely a good start. It's a great start from where it's at. So we'll see where it ends up.
If it holds up, that means it's a good word of mouth movie.
Right. If it holds up. And like I said, man, for as far as the super woke stuff, I mean, come on, that's just dumb. Fox. This is why Fox News can't really call themselves a real news company, because
Well, you know that they're technically on their registration, they're registered as an entertainment station,
they
not
should
news.
be. Right, they should be, because they're not news. That's what they are. They entertain their base,
but that's their actual registration.
Right. For them to say anything about this movie being woke, which is once again always used in the wrong context anyway, but just because he's referred to as an immigrant from James Gunn, and it's like, well, I got news for you. Superman is an alien, literally. So what do you want to say? He's American, and they got mad because they took away the American way, truth, justice, and
Justice is the American way, which I don't understand. You lean into everything else, and then you take that part out. If you're going to lean into it all the way. Don't have.
But dude, Kevin, the American way does not exist anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, and that's why what his film doesn't exist anymore. And this is just me. And I still got to see the film, which I at some point I will watch it, because I'm forced to watch it now.
I've seen it 3 times.
I'm forced to watch it now because of you guys.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. I mean, Kevin, I got to interrupt. Hey, Tony, you said you saw it 3 times. Question: did you pay to go see it 3 times, or do you have a screener that you saw 3 times?
Oh no, I paid. Dude, okay. Big screen.
Yeah.
You get my mom to go somewhere to see a movie, it's like impossible, dude.
You gotta see it in IMAX.
Oh, you gotta see it, dude. Not only that, I sat it the first time I saw it. I sat in the 7th row. So I was just like this.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
It was so much
that's
fun.
Perfect. You're almost dead center in the theater with 7th row.
Yeah, I was just like immersed in it, and I was having so much fun.
Nah, I mean, it really, like I said, I would definitely recommend to see it in IMAX.
By the way, Bob, you know the good thing about being 60 years old? That senior discount kicks in.
I got my Reeve card, so movies only cost me about $1.88 a movie. So
yeah, I mean, and
I'm closing.
I'm Stubbs A-list, so I paid
my birthday was just Saturday. I'm closing in on that. I'm not happy about it. That senior discount crap. So thank you. I'm paying the full price.
It's all good, man. I paid.
I don't even do.
I'm Stubbs A-list, so I can
I'm not
see
even doing $5 Tuesdays.
Movies. I can see up to 4 movies on any type of screen a week. So that's what I pay for, and that's what I do. So I'm gonna see the top level movie. I'm gonna see IMAX version of it.
Yeah, you have to see it on the big screen. It is so much fun.
Yes, it's like I said, I enjoyed it. So once again, like I said, I ranked them like that. I just want to talk a little bit about.
So what is your take on Guy Gardner?
I don't like Guy Gardner.
With the whole like the Super Bowl haircut and the whole thing.
Oh my God! What was with the hair, bro?
What characters? Well, that's how he is in the comics.
Yeah, that's how he is in the comic book.
You know what he looked like? I saw this yesterday, and I just started laughing. People looked at me. He looked like Randy Quaid's character in Kingpin, with the bowl haircut. And I just started rolling in the laundromat. And people were like, "Why are you laughing so hard?" It's like y'all wouldn't understand.
No, he does, and it's like a mixture of that and Dumb and Dumber, you know.
But you know what villain actually has that haircut? Doc Ock. if you go back to the comic book, that's how
Oh,
Doc
that.
Ock's hair looked.
Yeah, in the
And
comic, he
thank
does
God they
kind of have
changed
that
it.
haircut.
Thank God
But
they changed it.
it I don't like the character. I've never really liked the character Guy Gardner as a Green Lantern from the comic books. So he's definitely my least favorite Green Lantern. I can't wait for the Green Lantern Corps show.
That I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because they're gonna have, Hal Jordan and John Stewart.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that. But Guy Gardner was probably my least favorite. And the funny thing is,
I like that he was the leader of the Justice Gang.
yeah, it was interesting, but that shows you that they're at their very beginnings, right?
Very beginning, yeah.
Very beginnings.
Like they're waiting for Batman to come in.
Right. They're right. And Superman is cool with them, but he's not part of them.
Yeah.
He's kind of by himself right now. So
like the scene they were fighting with the Eye, and him and Lois are arguing. She's like, "Are you not going to help him?" It's like, no, it's just some interdimensional being.
They got
They got it. Yeah, they got it.
I thought that was funny.
That was
I thought
yeah,
that was actually funny. He's like, yeah, they got it. I got other issues. They got it.
I got other things. Yeah, they got it. So I thought that was cool. And like I said, once again, that is something that you would see in the cartoon, in my opinion.
That looked like Justice League Unlimited to me. That scene right there,
yeah,
totally Justice League Unlimited.
Right, that was like a Justice League Unlimited live action. That's what I'm saying. You know, with these monsters, these intergalactic things, like James Gunn is bringing you into his Gods and Monsters chapter of.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah. So that's what he's setting up, and you're gonna see more like that because you got a Swamp Thing movie on the slate. You got a Clayface movie in the slate. Like you're gonna see a lot of things.
Clayface is going to be a horror movie, from what I understand.
That's gonna be a horror movie. Yeah, they said it's gonna be a straight horror movie. The Clayface movie, right? So, you're gonna see a lot of things. Gunn's gonna do a lot of things different, but his way, right? And from Brightburn, that James Gunn has no problem getting dark. We all know that. You know what I'm saying?
What I was looking for. Well, yeah, again, I don't like that term dark, but that's what I'm mad about that they took away from Snyder is the fact that he didn't get to that Superman didn't get to kill Lois and all those people, and then turn around and
nobody wants to see that. Nobody's going to.
Why not?
Nobody's going to want to see.
But it was it wasn't on purpose. It was by accident because of what what's his face did.
You're talking about Injustice, yeah.
Injustice,
No. Warner, and I'll say this for Warner Brothers for this one thing. If they would have depicted a Superman movie where Superman kills Lois Lane, that's the end of them doing Superman movies. Sorry.
Yeah, I think that James Gunn is going to stay away from a lot of that stuff, and he wants to bring back and be more Guardians of the Galaxy. He is going to follow a lot of the MCU formula, and he's going to apply it to the DC characters. And you know what? After seeing what I did, I think I'm going to be okay with it. I really think I'm going to be okay with it.
He's not going to be afraid to go there on certain titles. Like I said, with Clayface.
I mean, he does have Justice League in his plans.
It's been announced as an R-rated horror film.
Yeah.
Clayface movie. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that and Swamp Thing because it's
going to be wild.
And Swamp Thing was a good series on Max.
Oh my God, that TV series! You talk about the last TV series, right?
The one that
oh my God, that last TV series was dope. I was like,
wow, they got it.
He's doing, and then he's doing Brave and the Bold, and this is going to be Bruce Wayne. Well, obviously, Bruce Wayne is going to be Batman with Damian Wayne Robin. So. Because that's the Brave and the Bold, right? So
they're
using Damian Wayne Robin, so that's gonna be wild.
Batman, that's gonna be good.
Because
now,
Robin,
do you think
Damian Wayne is worse than Batman. He's
Yeah, he
dark.
really
That
is.
dude he's killing people.
Damien's got issues. Damien's got issues.
He's got issues.
And now, do you think that there's going to have to be an origin story for Damian Wayne? I believe that they're not going to be able to introduce that. They're not going to be able to introduce this Robin because nobody's going to get it. They're going to be like, wait a minute, what is he doing?
Why's Robin killing people? Why's he got a sword?
Exactly. Like they're going to be thinking about Robin from Teen Titans, the show, and that's two different. That's two different people.
Yeah, definitely two different people. Yeah, they're gonna have to, but
now, if they do this with the Damian Wayne, do you think that they'll already have the other Robins die before that, or do you think that's what they'll be established?
Because he's also doing Teen Titans. He's also doing Teen Titans. So the question is he gonna put Dick Grayson in Teen Titans, or is he gonna jump and put Damian Wayne in Teen Titans? Because he does eventually join the Teen Titans.
Or what's his name? Or the
other one, Tim.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. The other one, the one that turns into what's his name? What's the name of that?
Nightwing.
Nightwing.
Well,
Nightwing.
That's Dick Grayson. That's the original Robin. He's
probably gonna be Nightwing.
It is Dick Grayson.
Yeah, he's gonna be Nightwing. And then because which one got killed by the Joker with the bat?
Tim, whatever his name is, Tim. So I can't think of his last name. He's the one.
Yeah. So I think
he becomes.
You know what? I'm sitting here listening to you guys.
Tim Drake.
Right?
Tim Drake.
I'm sitting here right now listening to you guys, and I'm saying, it's guys, and don't take this personally, but it's guys like you. If you don't listen to him, that's what's going to stop the DC thing. If he's going to follow somewhat similar of Marvel's cinematic universe, while all of what you guys said is good, you're gonna have a Sandman movie, you got this. If part of the thing with the DC is the Justice League, do the Justice League characters if we start doing all these offshoots.
Those are on the slate. There's a Wonder Woman movie on the slate. Batman Brave and the Bold. That's Batman, right? So you right there, you got the Trinity. Once that's all done, all of those movies are before the Justice League movie.
And probably the Wonder Woman movie.
Apparently, they already got a Wonder Woman already hired. Like apparently, they already got a girl that's already on their universe.
Okay, so if they got that established, I think after Wonder Woman is probably when the Justice League is going to be fully established, where they come together as one, like as the Knights at the Round Table. Except for it won't be an 8-person table. You know, it'll be an oval table or a square. Whatever is the Justice League table? It's square, right?
It's an oval table, but they'll have more than 3. You'll have like the Green Lantern, you have a Hawk Girl, you have all these people already there.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That he'll be bringing, because being that they like already established that all of these other people are already in the universe, it's just a point of just bringing them to the table now and making and
that they all exist. Yeah, exactly. They already exist. It's just a matter.
How did you like John Cena's cameo in the little in the moment when they were talking shit about Superman? With Peacemaker.
It was fine. I mean, Peacemaker because the Justice Gang is going to they're making a cameo in season 2 of Peacemaker. So they're
I still got to watch season 1 of Peacemaker. I still haven't watched that.
I wasn't all interested. I guess now I got to take a look at it. And
you know what though? If you guys
that's how I feel about Superman.
You guys, I was really against Peacemaker, but after episode 1, I was hooked, and I could not wait till the next week. You know what? I'm going to go back and find that series. I'm going to watch it all over again.
It's on Max. It's on Max. It should be on HBO Max if you got Max.
Yeah.
I don't have Max. I heard about that.
I'm sure Amoeba Records got it in their inventory. Peacemaker season 1.
Here's a funny here's a funny different. See what y'all thought about this. So, Jimmy Olsen, who is basically So Jimmy Olsen's
Stud.
character, he's
He's a stud.
He's a playboy.
He's a
Oh
stud.
Jesus!
He's not. I mean, he's not portrayed as that, but it's like secretly he used to date Eve Tessmacher, right? And Eve Tessmacher was feeding him information from within Lex Luthor's company.
But what got me is that he was like, I ain't no like interested in you. Like you got something
he ain't
better
even
going.
interested. She was into him. He was
No,
just
they
like,
made him a play. He was like a ladies' man. I was like, wow, look, he's not really that nerd of that thing. He's
You know
always
what? I
portrayed as.
wish they just get Jimmy Olsen right. Like, find a center point between that and the nerd, and just stick with that. You know, just stick with he's a hound for news, because that's what Jimmy Olsen was. Jimmy Olsen was really a hound for news. Like,
well, he was in this. He was kind of like a hound for news. It was
and
just like
but was
they
he
were
an
trying to figure
assistant or was he established
No.
reporter?
No, he was the photographer.
He's a
The
photographer.
reporter.
I know he was a reporter because they had him do. I mean, they had him writing, doing at least copywriting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
But still, he
Yeah.
was a stud. He's like, I got E-Test.
Oh yeah, no, he was
I really don't need
he
her.
was definitely
I
a
really
player.
don't
He
want
was like, he's got game.
She was like, "Are we gonna hang out this weekend?" He's like, "How long?" He's like, "For how long?" She's like, "The whole weekend." He's like, "Damn,
the whole weekend? No, I got.
You know what? I was expecting him to say no, and I was like, no, please say yes.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought that was a nice little twist there.
See, like something like that, I would have been like, no, I'm busy. Because that's the real
But he
blow
wanted
off.
to. No, he wanted
He
to.
wanted to. He doesn't like her.
He wanted to say that, but he was trying to get the information.
Oh, the information.
He was doing the right thing. He was doing the right thing.
Just using her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, he took one. He took one for the team for his job, basically.
Oh yeah, because he called her. Apparently, her feet were jacked up, so he called her mutant toes.
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah.
But
listen, I'm not gonna lie. It's nothing worse than a girl with bad feet. A girl with bad feet is such a turn
It's
off.
horrible.
Even Lois was like, "Hey, your hot ex-girlfriend," and he's like, "Oh, you think she's hot?" I'm like, "Yeah, she was hot, but you know."
So she take her shoes off. You'd be like, "God damn, girl!"
That's what he said. He's like, "Oh, it's our feet," and that was it. That was over.
Now, when I saw that, it made me think about Will Ferrell and the other guys. Like Eve Mendes' wife said, "That's just my hobo-looking wife. She's not all that stuff."
Oh
And
yeah.
she comes out there, and he's like, "No, seriously, who is that?"
Freaking Eva Mendes.
Yeah, my hobo plain-looking wife. You know,
Yeah.
she
I'll tell
looks
you
like a
one thing,
hobo.
That actress who played the engineer, she's fine in real life. That actress who plays the engineer.
Oh yeah.
She's scary looking, but she's fine. She's got these eyes that are out of this world, bro.
I was
she
like
looked
the
like
girl
she'd kill
that
you.
they called Miss Cat, the blonde with the glasses. I was like, yo, who the fuck is that? What kind of-
Oh, she got. Oh, hey, Wes. She got eyes like Catherine.
Yeah, yep. She got those type of eyes, man.
Oh my God.
She's hot though. She's a hottie. For
Yeah,
sure.
and Catherine was bad, but those her skin when she walked in when we was doing those the call and she walked in, I was like, good Lord. Once she got it was like she got up on that little platform and started doing her thing, and I'm like, I couldn't look at her. I was like, yo, you are scary, but you're fine. But your eyes are just
right here. And she wait, she's right here. Wait, where'd she go? I lost her. Yeah. When you look at her eyes, you could tell she's got them crazy eyes, man.
yeah, she got those eyes like Catherine.
Yeah.
But hers are just dark.
She got written out really quick after she got knocked out. They never brought her back.
Yeah. So her eyes are green, it looks like. Yeah, like kind of like Catherine's. But just she's got that crazy.
Yeah, hers are not as scary. Yeah, that's exactly what she looked like. She looked like she's crazy. She looked like, you know what? Yeah, she's not the girl you want to cheat on because she's coming back to beat your car.
She'll kill you. She'll kill you in the middle of the night.
Yeah. That's exactly what she looked like. Listen.
To kill you in the middle of the night.
Like you wake up to her staring, like you wake up to her in the middle, like 3 a.m. You wake up because you feel somebody leaning over you, and she's staring at you
And
in the
she's either
dark.
got a gun or a knife.
Yeah, she got a knife. She got a knife. She's
I
like
would
Catherine
love
Chamel.
to see her. I'm gonna follow her. I would love to see her. She'd probably be an ill vampire. She
Oh yes, she would.
ill
Oh yes, she would. Yes, she would.
vampire,
Yes,
man.
she would. I wouldn't be surprised if she's Greek because I love Greek vampire lore. Man, it's awesome. That's what Catherine reminds me of. She reminds me of like one of those people from like a Brian Lumley book, one of those vampires from his vampire world.
Who's Catherine? You keep saying who's Catherine?
Oh no! I said Catherine Chamel. I was like she's like Catherine Chamel from whatchamacallit.
You
With
mean
the
Sharon
knife
Stone?
behind the back. Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I mean,
But when
yeah,
he
but
was
I
saying
I
Catherine,
meant to.
he was referring to an actress that we worked with before.
Oh, that one. Yeah, Ralph. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, in that aspect. And when I said, Captain Trammell, obviously Captain Trammell from whatchamacallit, from Basic Instinct, when she had that knife, and you never knew whether she was going to stab him or whether she was going to screw his brains out.
But yeah, I'd like to see her. I definitely like to see her as a vampire. She would probably be make an ill vampire, boy.
Yes, she would.
But yeah, man. So overall, like I said, I think we'll see how it fares going forward. I thought, but I did say in my original thing that I'm happy that this was a good start for them. We'll see how it plays out overall. But
Week
overall,
2.
the film.
Week 2 is a big deal. This is James Gunn's his job is at stake. If it doesn't do well,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if
all
this
these
doesn't do
plans
it,
you got laid out, bro, it all go up in smoke.
It all could go up in smoke if.
and here's the unfortunate thing about that. Warner Brothers is good for that. So what I'm kind of happy about from what you guys are saying about the film, it's kind of sort of like Warner Brothers gave him his space and let him do what he does. So hopefully, with that being said, they won't pull a Zack Snyder and try to wipe out your whole plan. Because remember, Zack Snyder and Jim Lee, I think it was, sat down and gave them the whole storyboard of how this whole thing was supposed to be laid out. And they were like, okay, we're with you. And then turn around, the guy's daughter dies. And it's like, oh, well, screw you, because you didn't do what we thought you were going to do.
Here's the difference right out the gate. Even though we know that those were good stories and laid out, Man of Steel was great. But, this one has high ratings with something that Man of Steel didn't really get. And it's made the same amount of money, if not more, coming out the gate. So it's kind of got a head start.
It came out less.
No. Man of Steel didn't make $220 million in the first
No. They also included the Tuesday night previews from the Friday to Saturday from the Friday to Sunday perspective. Man of Steel made more than what Superman did.
What? What did you just say?
That figure, that 122 for Superman, that also includes $22 million from the Thursday night previews and some sort of Amazon screenings. Take that money away, where now you're just going from what Superman made on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, compared to what Man of Steel made on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Man of Steel comes out ahead of Superman.
But wait a minute, hold on. Which Amazon screeners are you talking about?
I heard. I was watching
Amazon. Amazon did a. If you were an Amazon Prime member, you got a chance to screen it earlier than other people. You still had to pay for it, obviously.
But they're counting that
early screening of it.
What? But you got to watch it at home on TV?
No. You got a ticket.
Okay. You got an early ticket.
You had to buy it, But
Oh, okay.
like, so instead of seeing it on Thursday, you got a chance to see it,
On
Wednesday.
Tuesday or whatever. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but they're counting those two in Superman's as far as their opening weekend. They're counting on that stuff. But when they said if you
But
take
they
away,
have
if you
to
take
count it because wait a
but
minute, why do you take that away though?
no, because Man of Steel when it came out on a Friday, Saturday,
Okay,
and
but
Sunday.
that's their problem. Why do
what
you take away the money that just because they screened it earlier?
they've been analyzing, so they said, so if you take that into consideration, if you take with Superman 2025 made on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, it's less than what Man of Steel opened on the same 3 days. It's less. It's about 20 some odd million
I
dollars less.
I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying, Wes. He's saying in
No, I get what he's
comparison,
saying too, but I'm just
but
saying
you're going to, if you're trying to compare the two, that's the only way you can rightfully compare the two. It's like what I said earlier with the 3 weeks now. We got this week, we got last week, this week, and next week. And then I think it's Fantastic Four or something like that. So
Fantastic
once
Four
you,
is in a week or two.
yeah. So it's a week or two.
Next
So it's
week.
actually 2 weeks. Okay, so it's actually 2 weeks. So it's last week and this week, and then Fantastic Four, which is probably going to start on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
It
And
probably
so
is. It's supposed to start. I think the 25th is when it's supposed to. I think that's when
it's supposed to come out on the
actually start.
24th. It's supposed to actually start on the 24th. That's when it's supposed to actually start. But it's gonna, but obviously it's probably because like like Ralph said, they probably gonna have early screeners, early da da da. If you're a Disney Plus member, go wherever and go see it early. So they probably have that. But that's what I was saying. Like I can't, when you compare the numbers, you gotta. I was talking about matching it up as far as what's the opening week. Because obviously, by the time Fantastic Four comes out, Superman is probably going to lose about 60% of its box office. It's going to have a drop.
Yeah.
So
of about
Man
60%.
is still opened at 116. It first screened on a Thursday, so it wasn't just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was Thursday as well. It opened.
But they've been talking about this all day. They said from what Man is Steel opened on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Domestically 116.
Right.
But
it pulls out it's so Superman on a
So
Friday.
you got to minus the money off from Thursday, Wes. So you got to
the money from Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday.
You got the that's what I'm saying. So if Man is Steel on a Friday, Saturday, and gross 116, Superman minus the $22 million gross
didn't
over
gross
116
because that's including the Thursday.
Okay, so here's superhero hype, and superhero hype.
Office Mojo.
Superhero hype says that Man of Steel made 116, while Superman made 122.
Right.
On the opening weekend, and that includes Thursdays. That includes Thursdays. The Henry Cavill movie did a total of 670 in its run.
Yeah.
And then the cinema score, Superman, they're both got an A minus.
Yeah. Cinema score, they both got the same score.
Same minus, yeah.
It was, Rotten Tomatoes destroyed it. That's what Rotten Tomatoes gave it. But so what I'm saying, Ralph, is the 116 is including the Thursday. So if
James Gunn got an 82% approval on Rotten Tomatoes versus 57 for Man of Steel.
Yeah, right. Man of Steel got killed on Rotten Tomatoes.
Did not have that. But I saw it because I was looking at Campy and everybody today, and they were basically sitting there saying,
right.
It says right here, breaking news: James Gunn Superman opens lower than Man of Steel did 12 years ago at the domestic box office. Right. What they're saying is from the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Man of Steel grossed 116 million. So if you look at Superman's figures, if you take away the 22 million, the 22 million that they included from the Thursday openings, it's coming out at a little over $100 million, which is less than what Man of Steel did.
Mm-hmm. What are you reading? I'm reading Superhero Hype.
I'm looking at this. This is from where is this coming from?
This is from today's Superhero Hype.
It's still open. Man of Steel still would have opened higher if you're gonna take away the 200 whatever you said 22 million
This is
from the
from
pre-screening, which I mean personally, in my opinion, I don't take that stuff away. I don't know what
Yeah, me either.
way
Me either.
me.
I think
I don't
you
know
should
why
I'm
include
people,
it.
not I'm not one
that's just
but
like saying
we are not
that's still
but we
saying
are
that that's
but we
wait
are
a minute
one of these people.
wait let me finish. That's still saying, like, for instance, you keep quoting the 116 for Man of Steel, but that's not Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's including
That
Thursday,
includes Thursday.
which was
It's the
almost
same
like
thing. They
another,
both include their
yeah,
Thursday numbers.
that included Thursday. So Thursday alone with Man of Steel was close to $13 million that it made. So you'd have to subtract that. It's still, if you're gonna subtract the first part uh of this Superman and then subtract that, it still ends up a little higher on the opener. But for me, I'm just like, okay, so they didn't do a pre-screening. That's their fault. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away nothing. People
Well,
still
well, no,
paid
well, they
money
did. Well,
for it.
technically, well, no, but technically speaking, they did do a pre-screening because I remember when I watched that movie, it wasn't on a Thursday when I saw it. It was on a Wednesday or a
I saw it
Tuesday
on
or
a
something like
Wednesday.
that.
I saw Man of Steel on a Wednesday.
Wednesday. So yeah, so that's what it was. It was a Wednesday. I knew that I saw it
Yeah, they came
early.
out really early.
Oh,
Okay.
Wes, remember Wes? Yeah, because you was with me. We was all together. It was me, you, Bruce, and what's his face, and Anthony, and God damn it,
Mike.
why is his name slipping my mind? Larry.
Mike.
It was me,
Oh,
you,
Larry.
Bruce, Larry, and Anthony, and we went to the AMC over in Rooseveltville. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Rooseveltville, Roosevelt Raceway.
Yeah. No, I understand. So that's what I'm saying. My point is, early screenings happen. They still
Yeah,
pay money for it. It's not like
yeah, that's true.
they're not counting. They're not counting money that wasn't paid for. Because
Yeah,
I was
the
going to get,
total goes into the total. If it came out on
I saw
Tuesday, Wednesday, or
yeah,
Thursday.
yeah, because I had a shoot. That's the only reason why I didn't do it, because I am a Prime member and I was going to buy one of the early tickets and go see the early screening of it. I couldn't do it. But the point is, you still have to pay for it. So I don't understand taking away
I
this
don't
and taking away that.
that
Well,
that
it's because by compare, it's just like when they do, it's kind of like when they do. I understand it, but it's kind of like when they do, when you do a comparison, like you adjust for what do they call that?
when
AJ,
they say just for inflation and
Adjust
stuff
for
like that.
inflation. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like when they say adjust for inflation. This movie would have actually beat that movie. It's kind of sort of the same thing. It's today's money obviously is not yesterday's money, but if you bring it up to inflation, then the numbers kind of sort of.
This is where I think Man of Steel might still beat it overall, because Man of Steel had a strong international run. For some reason, the international run, and I saw an
Made
article.
more money.
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, it had a strong and it made more money with
Well,
Man of
Man of Steel serviced the fanboys. I
Right.
mean, that was its biggest thing, is that the fanboys went crazy over it, including myself.
This one is
And me.
set to
Yep.
possibly not. This one is set to possibly not have a great international run. It's already made less money internationally, and that's usually, to be honest with you, that's not the usual. Most of the time, international numbers are either even or more
Higher.
than domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Well, I mean,
significantly
dude, it
lower.
didn't.
This
I'll
is
tell you this though, it
195
didn't open in a
95.
lot of places as big as it did because
Yeah.
of Homeboy's tariffs. Remember, he raised the
Yeah,
tariffs,
that's
so a
true.
lot of those prices and stuff like that, and some markets
Yeah.
just said the hell with you.
That's true.
So that's what
That's true
happened with
too.
this too. I mean, when you got
Oh,
big,
I didn't think. Oh
when you
shit!
got
Damn, I
big
didn't think about
international
that.
movies like this, and where you're getting 50% tariffs,
Yeah.
countries are going to say, yeah, no, we can't afford it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt it. So it really needs. So they're up against it. Honestly, they have to do most of their numbers domestically. So if they're trying to do 500 million.
They're not going to do that.
They're trying
They're
to
not
do
going
it
to do that.
domestically, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be
I
tough.
think
They're
this
not going to do
movie
that. And
will
that's
end up between domestically 350 and 425.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think it might be a little. I think it might be a little bit less, but I agree with the lower number
because it's already at 220. So
yeah,
no, domestically, not internationally.
Oh, you mean domestically? Okay, not worldwide.
Yeah, domestically 350 to 425. I think it's gonna have
worldwide.
It's gonna have to, like, and I know it's not open in all the territories yet, at least from what I can read. So they still got more territories that are gonna pop open if they can get past the tariff crap. Because I mean, look, I think that internationally this thing should kick in.
Wait a minute. No, well, wait a minute. The tariffs wouldn't apply to countries that are receiving the movie. The tariffs would only apply from other countries that will be coming back into America.
No,
it wouldn't be the other way around.
He started to charge them for our movies. So it's like, it's an export. Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his big thing because Hollywood turned against him. He's punishing Hollywood for all this stuff. So yeah, he's adding tariff to especially the big movies.
Yeah, and so it's charging that way and tariff and charging the production companies that produce outside of the U.S. as well.
Yeah. So going to Canada, like you to go there because you get a 40-45% break with the tariffs.
But the tariffs are going to balance it. The tariffs are going to balance it back out.
Yeah, like I was going to go to Mexico and shoot my next movie. I'm going to shoot it in California.
Yeah,
because California and I have 25% rebate. I'm going to as well just stay here. I found locations where I can shoot my film here in California. But
Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. This is the rollout for international so far. The 95 million that it made, Canada, Iceland, and United Arab
Emirates.
That made the most. They made 2.2 million over there, but Canada, it only grossed 150,000.
Yeah, that's because they got screwed.
Canada's probably, but Canada's also probably, unfortunately, Canada's probably giving the studio the middle finger to be like, you know what, keep your movie.
Well,
it's not the studio; it's the administration.
Yeah, it's the administration.
That's what I mean. The administration is probably
and the same thing with Mexico. I mean, what is the Mexico box office?
I don't even see it. They just have Colombia. They didn't even get to that market yet. Latin America, all they got is Colombia. 1 million.
Dude, Mexico is like 10% of international. So tariffs is going to affect the way this thing rolls out internationally. Just because it's not against the studio, it's against the administration.
The administration, yeah. And these countries are going to be like, F you. But that's what I mean by F you, keep your movie. It's like, it's not nothing personal, but I'm not about to, pay more than what I normally do just because your president's a bully. Screw you. Keep your movie. We'll figure it out. We'll do Alpha Flight.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, dude, that's going to affect box office, and like I said, from what I can see here, a lot of territories don't have it yet.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a very good point. So we're gonna have to see, man. James Gunn is up against it. He's already and he's got the whole MAGA against him anyway because they don't like.
Dude, MAGA is totally anti-gun.
They're going crazy.
Fox News talked about this every day. Like I brought this up the other day, and I got like 10,000 viewers on my TikTok the other day. I was talking about how MAGA was blackballing Superman and doing all this stuff while they haven't talked about the 161 mass shootings that have happened in America. Not once.
Yeah, not once. Not once.
And probably my best TikTok live. Because I was expecting a lot of people to come back and bite me in the ass.
This is how I feel about Fox. These are the same people that complained when one of the people from there, I think it's still when Megyn Kelly was still there, complained about seeing a black Santa Claus.
Yo.
She
But
said,
see, and you know what's so
everybody knows Santa Claus is white. That's
Dude, they were talking like this morning. They're like,
I'm like, who's gonna
this
tell
Superman.
her that Santa Claus doesn't exist?
This morning they were talking and they were saying that this Superman does not represent the American way, and like it doesn't deserve to be on our screens and all this. I'm like, wow,
wow, that's surprising. I mean, just looking at the trailer, that automatically takes you back to the 1930s when the original Superman was made.
And I tell you, that's what I was saying, Kev. Because when I watched it, it wasn't really that. Because number one, he's dealing with a lot of international affairs. You know, because he's
more worldwide. It's not just.
Yeah.
It's just not. You know, this film is going to be a little bit different because you're not where the older films, like the original Superman TV show. All the villains and everything were dealt with like they were American villains. Nobody was. It wasn't like when Captain America came out. Captain America was actually fighting against Hitler. Like there were actually scenes in the Captain America comic book where he was punching Hitler in the face, which is actually funny.
What they're angry about makes no sense. Number one, you're sitting here arguing about a fictional character.
That's first of all.
Character
to claim, just like the actual America itself, you're trying to claim something for yourself that isn't yours. So the point is, them say that he doesn't represent the American way.
But he represents the worldview. Now I have to take back what I said because now I remember James Gunn said that. That was one of the reasons why they took off Truth, Justice, and the American Way is because he's more of a world. He's about the world.
But here's the funny: they're complaining about this, bro. But that's been taken away from the comics years ago.
Books, years ago.
Years ago. So now they're just talking about it. And
they give it attention every day.
They give it attention every day. They're really trying to hurt this movie.
They're really trying to hurt this movie. And the commentary that you hear is like, oh my gosh, dude. Like there was a mass shooting. There was 2 mass shootings last week. Not one peep.
Now, with that being said, I want us to kind of close with this because I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
What do you guys think it's going to be in comparison to Fantastic Four next week? How do you think their 2-week run?
It's going to do really good. I think it's going to do really good because, I mean,
marketing has been way better.
Yeah, the marketing has been crazy, and I mean the Superman marketing.
Marvel knows how to do marketing.
Huh?
Marvel knows how to do their marketing. Like it's like it rolls off their
that's
back.
because Marvel is not scared to spend money, which is part of their problem.
But I mean, I'll say this though. I'll say this about Superman marketing. Remember, I told you, Kev, I thought they went overboard with it because we saw like,
you did, like
11 trailers, like and all of that. So,
they were ultimately trying to convince. I think it worked, Wes. I think it actually worked because I thought it wasn't going to work, but it actually worked. I think it got more butts and seats when they did that blitz.
When they did,
and
that,
just was just like
but this is what I'll say. What Marvel did, like you said, they're not taking the money. They're not taking chances either. They streamed the first 45 minutes of the movie already, and internationally, and they let to a bunch of like influencers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
which was crazy. And the funny thing is the actual reviewers and stuff like that, they still are under the embargo. They can't write nothing about it.
But here's the thing. You know what they did? And I hate to bring this back to political stuff, but this is what Democrats can learn from. Mm-hmm. Disney pulled a Republican move because that's how Trump got into office, is because he went on the Joe Rogans and the influencer type of shows. They took their same model and was like, oh well, let's screen it for a bunch of influencer and let's see how it goes.
Influencing fans, and fans came out raving about it. and they were
See
putting it all on social media, so they're already creating a
the
buzz for
buzz.
it.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, I mean, I can't wait to see it. I mean,
Yeah, I can't wait.
anything that's not that horrible Tim Story
See,
movie.
I got my DC shirt on for today, and I got my Fantastic Four shirt ready to go up in there. Oh man, I'm going.
I need
That's
to
gonna
do
be
the same.
I'm
I need to
saying
go.
I'm
fantastic.
saying
I need to do
that
that.
Fantastic Four is going to open 125 to 140 somewhere around there.
What weekend
I'll
does
go
it
with the
come out? Is it the
140.
17th?
Huh?
You
What
mean
weekend?
The 24th. Well, the 24th is the
Yeah.
actual opening date, but yeah, I think the 17th is early screenings probably.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
I
wait
think
Dude,
for.
I'm gonna go with the 140.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
because
I'm
and
they're
I,
with the
and
gonna
I
blitz.
and,
140.
They're
and
gonna
personally,
blitz everything.
nah, but I still think even me saying 140 is just I really think it's going to be somewhere around 120 something.
But
Right.
see, here's the deal.
That's where I
Even
think.
where it opens, this is going to be the difference, I believe, between this. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Superman.
Well, just how many screens it's
Fantastic
opening on
Four,
too.
Fantastic Four is going to have a good word of mouth.
Oh, what was the theaters? How many theaters opened up for Superman?
It was let me see, 4,135 theaters.
Wow.
So Fantastic Four is gonna have to do 450, 4,500 or more.
Well, they're gonna do at least the same, 4,200, something like that.
Yeah.
At least the
But
same. And
but
I
I'm
believe it's gonna have a bigger. It's gonna have
International.
a bigger word of mouth. It's gonna have a bigger international. Number one, it's gonna have a bigger international, I believe. But once again, all internationals are going to be affected by the tariffs. But I believe it will have a bigger
We're
international.
talking about this administration. He just fired the feds, the U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Powell, who's been holding in the line as to what the interest rate is and everything, and he just fired him. Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go back and talk about comic books.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, like I
So-
said, I kind of think, you know what I'm saying, 140, I really think that 120, 25 is really where it's going to land at. I'm shooting for 140, but I think the 120, 125 is what Fantastic Four is going to open with. I mean, having all that stuff is great, but I think lately the Marvel comic movies have been just kind of like so. You know, they haven't really been explosive and popping and stuff like that. I mean, Thunderbolts, but at this stage, other older ones would be hitting 200-300 million.
Thunderbolts surprised even Marvel. I mean, they didn't
But
expect it to
Thunderbolts
do as well as they
still ain't
did.
hit 200 million. Captain America
It
took a
did better.
long
I
time to
think
get
it did
200
better
million.
than but I think Thunderbolts did better than what it was projected to be.
It did way better than it was projected, and it brought back nostalgia.
I don't know
and
what it was projected to be, but I know it's still it's about, I think it's like 100 since it came. I think it's like 180 million. You know,
Yeah, I think it did. I think it did a little bit better than Ant-Man.
I'm gonna say this to what you said, Ralph. And yes, you feel, what you're talking about is somewhat right, but it's not gonna be like that forever. At some point, they're going to, because now this movie kind of starts the new phase for
Yeah, the multiverse. This is the end of the multiverse, and then you're going into the Secret Wars.
Secret Wars
It's,
and the
Oh, dude! I mean, it did 382 for a low budget movie. 382 is not bad.
So all I'm saying is this: I think this movie is starting a new chapter of it that's going to start leading towards Secret Wars, and it's set in a different universe, so it's not going to have the problem of being it's not gonna have any continuity issues. It's not gonna have anything like that, because it's set in a different universe. But it's by the end of it, they'll be crossed over to
everything will probably be switched over to the 616,
the 616,
where they're gonna where the
well,
Fantastic.
Thunderbolts confirmed that. Thunderbolts confirmed that because at the end credit scene of Thunderbolts, you saw the Fantastic Four ship.
Yeah.
That confirmed that they're coming to the 616 universe, and all
Which
of that.
was, yeah, but you know what's funny, Wes, about that, and then I'll let you finish. What's funny about that? Remember what I said a long time ago? But the only thing I said was they were going to be coming from the microverse, meaning which is the what's them call it? What do they call that in Ant Man?
Quantum realm,
The quantum realm. I
Yeah.
thought the Fantastic Four was going to come from the quantum realm and then come here into the dimensional league. So it's still kind of sort of along those same lines, but it's just they're coming from another version of the 616, and they're gonna which now I want to because I didn't see Thunderbolt, so I don't know what the end looked like yet. And I
It
still
was all
didn't.
right. It was okay. I saw it. It was. It was good.
Thunderbolts was, and to be honest with me, Thunderbolts was better. When you really, and I want to try to do a video breaking that down because it actually surprisingly had some really good, like, hearty scenes in it, even with when it came to, because it kind of dealt with stuff that I didn't expect it to deal with. You know what I mean? With trauma and mental health and things like that, which was kind of interesting how it played out.
No, but it kind of sort of makes sense because they did that a lot with Florence Pugh's character, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and yeah, that makes sense because that's going back to the Red Room.
Yeah, Thunderbolts had a 33% lower budget than any other regular Marvel film.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely better. I'm not saying better than I thought it would be, but it was surprisingly in certain parts, actually very heartfelt in certain parts too. I was like, oh man, that's kind of crazy.
You kind of felt for him. Yeah,
because they kind of because that's what they were trying to think. I think that was kind of sort of the thing that they were trying to do with Black Widow, but they didn't really stick the landing on it. And I think I only fault that to the fact that they waited so long to put that movie out. Because I think if that movie would have came out midway in the Marvel Universe, cinematic universe, if it would have came out in the middle of the Infinity Saga, it would have fell right in line with everything else. But because they didn't,
Yeah, they kind of, but they did a pretty good job on that, and I think they're gonna do a good job with this. We get to see, first of all, they're righting the wrongs of the past Fantastic Fours right out the gate because you have an actual
story.
Galactus.
I loved you.
You have an actual Galactus. Okay, number one.
It's set in the 60s. That's the other thing that I'm loving.
It's set in a retro style, of in a different universe, but
in the 60s, what we imagined back in the 60s, how things would be, technological wise, is what this film does.
Like the the world of tomorrow 60s.
Exactly.
Right? And it's set in a world where the Fantastic Four is known. Everyone knows who they are, just like it was in the comics.
They were the savers of the universe.
They saving the universe. They're pretty much almost like the only heroes, it seems like, of this universe.
I think, and I think that's what
Richards kind of built that whole city. You know what I mean? That we see in the film. They're very known. They're celebrities. Right?
Well, and this is what's dope about that, because what it seems like what Marvel is doing is they're doing what I kind of sort of I didn't think that they were going to do, but I like what they're doing. I think everybody that they bring in, from mutants to, with the exception of mutants, because there are going to be some mutants that are already here. I think that we're going to find out about later on. But I think like some of the mutants that we get, everybody's going to come from their own world. So like the X-Men are going to come from their own world.
Yeah. Well, aren't the X-Men supposed to fight the Fantastic Four in one of those films? that are coming up?
Probably when
or Avengers. It's going to be the Fantastic Four Avengers.
Yeah,
because I know the X-Men are going to get in a fight with the, it's going to be another good guy versus good guy battle.
Yeah. I think it'll be with the Avengers. But so the point is, they're truly moving forward now that they have their properties back. You're finally getting to see. I think the problem that people were having with the MCU is everyone's comparing everything to the Avengers, like Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah, exactly. You had to let that go.
We're actually starting to move away from the Avengers now that they got their other properties back. Before
they got everything but Spider-Man. They got
right in the next 10 years, we're gonna be knee deep in mutant stuff. We're gonna be forgetting.
Dude,
yeah.
I am staying healthy so I can watch all this crap.
Yeah.
Shoot, you say you. I'm sitting here praying that I still be alive.
Yeah.
Dude, I work out every day.
Yeah.
I work out every day, bro.
Be moving on to a new era, and I think Fantastic Four is gonna really kind of train people for that, So that's pretty much that. With that being said, we're gonna close the show out. We thanks Tony for joining us.
Oh man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you every time, man.
Always respect your opinions, and we love your commentary. And you got to come back with us for Fantastic Four.
I'll be back. I'm trying to get an update on the new Ronin TMNT movie. It's supposed to come out this year. The R-rated TMNT. Did you guys read that comic book in which all the turtles die and Mikey's the only one that survives?
What?
No.
Oh
Really?
yeah. The old Shredder kills them all except for Mikey. Mikey goes into this whole thing, becomes it's a 2-part movie. And Mikey comes back in the second one. He's total Ronin, and he fights everybody.
Wow.
Really?
That is going to be crazy.
Dude,
That is going to be
and it's
crazy.
violent. It's like I'm literally looking up the update. Like it's supposed to come out this year, and
I ain't never heard of that. That sounds
like it's R-rated TMNT, dude.
Oh my God, yo, that is going to be crazy. And it's going to be live action.
Live action, The Last Ronin.
Wow, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out this year, but they haven't given a date yet. But that's gonna be badass. Yeah, if you guys haven't read the comic book, it is. I mean, I literally cried, and I won't give away the ending to the end of what's gonna happen. But Mikey's literally fighting every villain they ever had. And he's supposed to go down, and some magical shit happens.
Oh wow! Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that's gonna be wild if that.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's gonna be like an Endgame type of thing.
Oh, totally, it's totally like that, dude. And dude, by the way that it's written and the updates I've seen, like everybody's gonna leave that theater crying.
Wow,
man. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for that.
Yeah, man. Wow, you just blew me away with that one. Wow.
Yeah, you guys go and buy the digital comic books, The Last Ronin. And
The Last Ronin.
It's really awesome. Probably the best thing. And it's written by the original writers.
How many books is it?
It's just a series of 6 books. And dude, it is probably the most violent thing you'll read. Especially from the Turtles, because they go way over the top.
Wow.
Yeah, the writers were trying to figure out how to keep the Turtles alive because they've done everything, big head turtles. They've done every licensing gimmick they could do with Nickelodeon. And they're like, you know what? Who's keeping us alive is the original fans. So this thing was written for the original old school gang that's been loving the Turtles, something for them, and it's just going to cross over like crazy.
Wow.
Well, all right. Well, we'll definitely keep y'all.
The funny thing is that Paramount, they were having other studios that are going to buy this, and Paramount was having money problems at this time. and they're like, they didn't know if they could do it, and because all the specs and everything they need to do for it. Finally, somebody came in. They got like an outside investor came in and like, I'll put up the money.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised with this old girl from Desperate Housewives, because that's how we ended up getting John Wick.
Did you see that movie, Wick is Pain?
That was a great, huh?
Wait,
the
what?
documentary? Do you guys see the documentary Wick is Pain?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude, I think it's on Netflix. Literally, how John Wick was made and all the drama it went through and all that stuff, and how long it took it to be made, and all that.
Yeah, I heard about a lot of the drama that went into it, and how she kind of bailed them out a little bit.
Last second, like literally, they were about to shut the production down. They were about to shut the production. Keanu had given his money back. Everybody had put money into it, and everybody was like renting out their, like remortgaging their house
and houses and everything. And
finally, at the end, and she did not want Keanu to know that it was her that gave up the money, so they kept everything quiet until the end. And she says that today that is like her most profitable investment.
Well, she's like Lucille Ball. It's like how Lucille Ball, how we got Star Trek. If it wasn't for her,
she almost made $1 billion profit off of this. So
it's definitely.
You guys should watch it. Wick is Pain.
Wick is Pain. I'm gonna check that
Wick
out.
is Pain.
And thanks again for joining.
Alexa, find Wick is Pain on Netflix.
I will.
Sorry.
We'll get up with you next time, Tony. Thanks for joining us, brother.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for having me.
All right.
I think I saw it on Netflix, dude.
I'm gonna check it out.
All right, guys. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one.
Peacock.
All right, guys.
Peacock.
Yeah.
All right, we on it. Yeah, man. So that's what's up, Tony Perez. And yeah, man, we're gonna check out that Wick is Pain. And as we get ready to close out the show here
on Peacock.
Yeah, on Peacock, exactly. But yeah, man, Superman character, he's, as we all know, Superman has been a big character in pop culture. He's not just a character, he's a symbol of hope and all that other stuff that they said, but he's a symbol that changes every era. It's not, every era is a different version of Superman, right? Whether you're Team Reeve, Team Cavill, or if you want to crown Corenswet the new king, Superman, the Man of Steel, lives on. The cape is heavy, but somebody's got to wear it. We'll get at you next week. Peace.
Somebody's got to wear it.
Don't you forget about me.